What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Queen D, aka Queen Diamond, and today, as y'all could tell by the title of this video, I decided to do like a review on this Netflix series show called The Ultimatum, Marry or Move On. And I just want to start by saying off, I don't really quite agree with the concept of the show. You know, picking somebody to live with for 3 weeks and trying to see if you like that person, if you want to leave with that person, or you know, if you want to like go back to your partner and marry a partner. I mean, I can kind of see like why it would be like an eye-opener for some people, but like I said, I just still don't agree with you know, living with that person for like this amount of time, and then coming back to like, you know, me and stuff like that. I just don't agree with it. I just think that like that concept was like stupid. One thing that I do want to say about it is that I did learn a few things from the show. Without even being on the show, I did learn a few things. And one of like my like favorite couples who I can say would be Shanique and Randall. And I think it's mainly because I feel like I'm like Shanique, because a lot of the things that Randall was saying about Shanique, I can just hear my ex saying the same thing, and I'm just like okay. You know, he would sit there and say, I don't listen, and it's like when I do listen, I would like hear it and it would put me in my feelings, and I would get upset about how they're feeling. And that's something that I did have to learn, you know, in that relationship that I was in. I felt like I learned that it's not, you know, always about me, of course, even though like I'm Diamond, come on now. But anyways, it's not always about me. You know, I thought like, you know, I was taking his feelings into consideration, because I would always ask like, you know, how are you feeling? You know, what's going on with you? Like mentally, like physically, emotionally, you know, I'm always asking him these questions. And because I was always concerned. And it's like, because of my concern, he would tell me, you know, how he would feel. And then I would, I guess, react to it, because he would say certain things that would like, I would question it, and I'm like, really? Like what? And I would get upset, and I'm like, you know, why are you thinking that? Like, why this? Why that? And I would get upset, start asking like all the other questions. And then it's like, that's just me like not listening really, because it's like once I like heard something that I didn't like, it's like, okay, it's just, I guess like everything just kind of like shut off, and I just wasn't really listening anymore. And that's something that I did learn from that relationship. You know, just like really like listen to what the person is saying and understand, and not have a reaction to everything that they're saying, like, you know, about how they feel, you know, because I feel a way, and I don't want this person to feel like, you know, like I feel like, not I feel a way. I don't want this person to feel like, you know, it's always just like, you know, what I want. And I want to be able to like make things in my relationship like equal. And when Randall would say certain things like, oh, like, you know, she's like very opinionated, like, you know, very fierce and all this other stuff, and I'm like, that's like literally me. Like, I'm like very opinionated. I have to like, you know, say what I want to say, and like I am like very dominant and like very fierce, and like, you know, all this other stuff, like just like how Shanique was. I can definitely say like Shanique did do like a lot of childish things, and that's not me, because I don't like to be childish like that. Like I can be petty sometimes, but not like childish to like how Shanique was. But I feel like I do relate to Shanique a lot, and that's just something like, you know, I'm working on as myself, as an individual, as a person, not just for like a man in a relationship, but for like, you know, me personally, because I want to be able to have a conversation with somebody and not feel like, you know, they said something and now I feel attacked. You know, I want to be able to like really listen and understand what they're saying. So yeah, that's my takeaway from Randall and Shanique's situation. When it came to Jake and April, I had a feeling that this was gonna happen like day one. When I seen how Jake connected with Bray, instantly knew that in the end he was probably going to be with her, which he ended up doing, because it's like, you know, April brought Jake on this show because they've been together for X amount of times and she wants to marry him because she loves him. And when men sit there and say, oh, I want to wait until marriage until like I'm financially stable, it's BS. Completely BS. Because at the end of the day, you can, that's one another thing I did learn from the show, because the other men did say this as well. You can sit there and never be financially ready. And I'm gonna use this example because if you look at Diddy, Puff Diddy, he was with Cassie for 10 plus years and never put a ring on her finger, you know. And he's like filthy rich, like wealthy and all, like financially free for the rest of his life, for the rest of his kids' life, and his kids' life, and his kids' life, and all this other stuff. Like, he's just financially free, but he never put a ring on her finger, and they were together for 10 plus years. And then it's like, as soon as she get out of the relationship and she gets another one, like a year later she gets married, and like I think within that year she got pregnant, and like maybe like 2 years later she had another baby. Like, you know, everything was just falling into line with her. And money didn't even have to do with anything. It's just the love for that person. So when a man sits there and says, oh, I want to be financially like stable, that's really like an excuse. And it's what the men on the show had said as well. Like, it's an excuse, you know, for you to sit there and like question, like, do you want to marry this person? Because you can not be financially stable but love this person so much that you want to, like, you know, get on that journey with that person, like together. Like, you know, you guys are on this journey to get financially stable together, you know, not like you doing it on your own and then you're coming to this person when now that you're financially stable. Like, no, like, men know what they want, you know, and they know who they want it with. They know what they want to do with their life. They know who they want by their side. So if he's telling you, like, you know, oh, I want to wait until I'm financially stable, whatever, it can be an excuse sometimes, because it's like I said, you can never really be financially stable, you know, and it's just really up to the man to determine whether or not they want to marry this person and become financially stable with this person by their side. Because you can be like broke and still love this person to death and want to marry them like tomorrow. And then like you guys are going on this journey together to financially get stable together. And that's something that, you know, I did learn. My ex, he did tell me that as well. Like, you know, he wants to wait until he's financially stable. And now looking back at it, you know, bluntly saying it, I just think that it was, you know, an excuse. You know, it was just an excuse to not want to marry me, of course. Well, not really, of course, but not wanting to marry me because maybe I'm just not the right person. Who knows? But in the end, I just feel like the whole show itself is I just feel like it was just like a waste of time for some people. What did you say, nigga? I can't even say some people. It would be a waste of time for me. Let me just say that. It would be a waste of time for me because I know what I want as a woman. People can sit here and say, oh, like, you know, I'm only 21. I'm young. I don't know what I want. And I was like, no, I know what I want because of my experiences that I've had in the past. You know, the things that I've been through, the things I went through, all this other stuff with people. Not even just with men, but just with people, with men, women, you know, siblings, family members, friends, all this stuff. So it's like, I know what I want in a relationship. I know what I want from a man. I know what I want to better myself as a woman for my partner as well. Like, I know all these things that I want. And when a man sits here and says, like, you know, oh, I want to explore and, like, you know, do all the other things, you gotta let that man, like, do it. Because being, like, in a relationship and having to feel like you're forcing this person to, like, want to be with you and, like, love you, it is a hurtful thing because you know your worth. You know, like, you are worthy to be, like, wifey material or, like, husband material. And you're in a relationship and this person is telling you, oh, like, you know, I want to wait, you know, I want to find myself, I want to be free. Okay, yes, you know, you have every right to do that. Go ahead and do that. But I just feel like it's kind of selfish when you do that and you're in a relationship with someone who you've been with for like a year plus more, 2 years plus almost 3 years plus more, you know. I think that that's like a selfish thing to say to a person, because it's like you've been in a relationship with this person, in a committed relationship with this person, you're giving this person your all, and now you're telling this person, okay, yeah, I want to, like, you know, experience other things. And I just feel like that's what this show was about. It was just really to get a pass to not like a pass, but like a pass to experience other things, like, you know, step out of the relationship that you're in and experience other things, experience other people. And I don't know, I just feel like at that point you might as well should just have broken up. And in that case, that's basically what happened with April and Jake. Like, you know, they were on this experience, she did some things, he did some things, and he ended up, you know, falling in love with Ray. You know, it was just a pass to like see if this person is really for you. Anyways, said a lot. This show, it really did like kind of touch me a little bit. I don't know why. It opened my eyes to see, like, you know, a whole different view when it comes to like men's point of views. Because when I was in my relationship, I didn't really have guy friends like that to, like, you know, tell me like certain things, like how guys are supposed to be or whatever. And it's like seeing what those men on the show, and they are older men as well, so they have the more experience, seeing those men and hearing what they're saying, it just like, I don't know, it kind of like opened up like a whole new world for me and a whole new like perspective. Like I said, I did learn you know, a lot of things from the show, and one of them is like me personally like trying just to like better myself. And I wasn't even in the show, and I feel like I personally learned like a lot. But I still think the concept was stupid. I'm sorry. I still think, like, you know, going to stay with this person for 3 weeks and then like coming back to your other partner for 3 weeks and then wanting to see if you want to marry the person that you came here with, or like, it just causes too much confusion, because like now you had Jake and April who was together, and Jake falling for Ray, and Ray is confused because she loves Zay, but she loves Jake as well now. But then it's like Zay is like so in love with Ray, like he didn't know if he wanted to marry Ray before, but now, like, you know, after the experience, he knows for sure he wants to marry her. But now she's conflicted between two men, and what she ends up going with Jake, and now Ray is just, you know, here, not Ray, Zay is just here, like, you know, by himself, like he's single now, he's heartbroken, probably alone, whatever, and he's just like, dang, like, you know, he just lost the love of his life, like he realized it too late. And then you have Shanique and then Randall. Like, you know, I felt like Shanique and Zay would have been a good couple, but then I also do like her with Randall as well. It was just like a lot of confusion. It's just too much drama, too much unnecessary drama that they put themselves into. You know, Randall and Shanique end up getting a happy ending, and you know, Jake and Ray end up getting their happy ending. Zay's by himself, April's by herself, and then you have what's the other couple, MADLYN and COLBY. MADLYN, oh my gosh, them two. They gonna get on my nerve, especially MADLYN. She could get on my nerve, but I can get into that right now. You have MADLYN and COLBY, who in the end they did get their happy ending as well. And it's like, you know, I don't know, it's just, love is just a very complicated thing. It's a very complicated thing. It's something that can be very challenging, you know, and you have to be willing to go through that challenge with the person, like, you know, who you want to be with. You have to see if this person is like worth experiencing this challenge of love, like, you know, with your life and stuff. So yeah, it's just, the show was just, it was a lot, y'all. And like I said, I did learn a few things, and it's just, I don't know, it's just something that is a life lesson, I guess, because, you know, you're thinking about marrying this one person, and, you know, you're spending like the rest of your days, like, you know, that you're living with, you know, you're building a future with this person, opening up to this person, committing to just this one person. And so yeah, it's just a life lesson. That's all I can say. It is a life lesson. I do think that giving ultimatums can be a good idea. It really just gives that perspective, or like shows, not shows, but tells your partner that, hey, like, you know, I'm serious about this, like, you know, I want this. Or not even just your partner, just anybody, just in general, like, you're telling them like, hey, I'm serious about this, I want this. If I can't get this, like, you know, this amount of time, then something is gonna have to change. So I do think that giving ultimatums is a good idea. I've given an ultimatum before. I wouldn't even really say it like an ultimatum, but I was in a relationship, and this is when I first got out of high school, and you know, we were going off to college, and I just couldn't do a long distance relationship anymore. So it's like, hey, like, you know, you can come with me, because we talked about it before. He talked about, like, you know, moving in my area. We went to the same school, or, you know, we're just gonna have to like kind of just end the relationship. And he did end up coming, which was for the better. People, I mean, he says it's an ultimatum. I don't really see it as an ultimatum, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I do think that giving ultimatums is a good, it could be a good thing for your relationship, because sometimes people just need that, like, that push, like, you know, that little nudge saying, hey, you know, get together, stuff like that. I want you guys to tell me what you think about the show. Write it in the comments. If you've watched it, if you haven't watched it, tell me your thoughts and your opinions on things that I have said, your takeaway from the show. Comment down below, because I would like to get, like, you know, more, I don't know, just more insight on life when it comes to love, you know, because like I said, love is a very complicated thing. Love is a challenge. It's something that is not easy. You will have your ups and downs, you know, your happy moments and your bad moments. You know, you experience so much with just one person that who you want to spend the rest of your life with. So yeah, comment down below, tell me what you guys think about the show, and let me know, and I will definitely be replying as well. You can hit me up in the DMs on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all of that, and just let me know what you guys think as well. So yeah, peace.